Hey, on Xplay, what's that itching burning sensation? Why, Unreal 2, The Awakening. Plus, tactful negotiations in Tales of Symphonia. And jaded 20-somethings weep with nostalgic joy over our Transformers review. Who's my Autobot? It's game time! Bringing a Pollyanna-like optimism to basic cable, it's Adam Zessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome to this excellent episode of Xplay.
See, we use the word excellent because we're optimistic or deluded.
On today's show, one of our favorite Game Boy Advance games ever has made it to the GameCube.
Plus, we have Unreal 2 for the Xbox.
It's about time.
And a first-person shooter that's trying to give Halo a run for its money, because Halo 2 still hasn't come out.
Nope. Plus, an amazing new RPG will have the purists out there clapping with joy.
Notice, I'm not clapping.
And last but not least, a Transformers game that's actually good. Prepare to have a nerdgasm.
Now, nerdgasms are when you spontaneously throw your Yu-Gi-Oh cards into the air. Try it now.
But we begin the show with a WarioWare for the GameCube.
The original WarioWare for the Game Boy Advance was one of the best and most addictive games to hit Nintendo's little portable. So how does it hold up on the big screen? Here's a review of WarioWare Incorporated Mega Party. We'll give you one guess. What game is this? Need a hint? Yeah, it's WarioWare Mega Party games for the GameCube. What other game could be this strange? We absolutely love the Game Boy Advance version of WarioWare. It's simple yet addictive, and a perfect game for handhelds. So what gives with the GameCube version? Well, for starters, if you plan on playing by yourself, you're going to be disappointed. The single-player mode is nothing more than a run of more than 200 of the same mini-games found in the GBA version, played one after another. Luckily, all our favorites have returned. They're there, baby. All the mini-games have been organized by categories, like sports. There's no crying in baseball. Sci-fi. Where are the brakes? Even all the Nintendo mini-games have been organized into one space. Hadouken! And then there's the category we like the most. Strange. What the hell is that? All the boss fights from the GBA version have also returned, including our favorite, Punch-Out! Another point of contention is the visuals. Hey, these are the same exact graphics as the GBA version, and they didn't even manage to fill up the entire screen. The saving grace of WarioWare Mega Party games is the multiplayer modes. This game was clearly designed with parties in mind. The most simple multiplayer option is players taking turns until there's one player left standing. Another is you playing a version of Hot Potato, where the person playing mini-games when the balloon explodes is eliminated. But the most fun to be had in this game is where 3 players use their characters to block the screen while the 4th player tries to complete mini-games. It's as erratic and frantic as a monkey with an Etch-a-Sketch. Get out of the way! Oh! With no new mini-games, 16-bit graphics, and a ridiculously simple single-player mode, it's hard to recommend WarioWare Mega Party games as a purchase. But if you're looking for a rental for your next living room throwdown, the multiplayer is about as addictive as it gets. We give Wario and his wares a 3 out of 5.
Will someone just give the girl with the drippy nose a Kleenex?
If anything, WarioWare loses its appeal when it transitions to the GameCube. On the GBA, the simple graphics and the 40-second mini-games are really perfect for the portable gaming experience.
Yeah, on the GameCube, now you're in one place, you're more focused, and you want a slightly more immersive experience. So if you like the game, buy it for the GBA.
Moving on!
Okay.
We have an RPG that's made in Japan, so I'm sure to love it.
Yes, this is the latest installment in Japan's popular Tales series. And at the moment, it's a GameCube exclusive. Now, why are we excited about it? Watch our preview of Tales of Symphonia to find out. All the purists out there have been drooling over this one for months now. All the cynics can just leave the room right now. Tales of Symphonia is a return to the happy-go-lucky adventure stories that once defined RPGs. This is the requisite young hero, the unfortunately named Lloyd Irving.
Lloyd Irving, wake up!
Not to be confused with Irving Lloyd of Bayshore, New York, the master of silicone submarine repairs.
Irving, Lloyd, wake up!
Our hero is a mouthy rascal raised by a dwarf. He also happens to be an accomplished, self-taught swordsman.
Not bad, am I?
Possibly due to a deep-seated insecurity caused by the name Lloyd Irving. His best friend is a brainy elf magician, and his sweetheart is a Christ figure in training. Tales of Symphonia is a pillar of fantasy multiculturalism. Almost immediately, our gang encounters the Desians, an army of wicked half-elves bent on world domination. Not only that, but their main objective seems to be killing Colette, the aforementioned Christ figure.
I won't let you Desians get away with anything!
You know the rest. The brave, selfless youngsters set off against unbeatable odds to save the world, learn the meaning of love and friendship, and exchange half-translated witticisms in dubbed cutscenes.
Morgan.
Yeah, hi.
You know, you kind of are lapsing into cynicism right here.
Well, I can't help it. Everything's so cute and cuddly and colorful, and I just want to kill.
Then how about you talk about combat?
Oh, killing! Yay! Whenever you run into one of these amorphous yet threatening blobs, you'll have to fight with a group of monsters. Like the other games in the Tales series, Tales of Symphonia's combat is real-time. You control Lloyd much like a character in a fighting game, doing combos and special moves to defeat your enemies.
You're going down!
You don't have control over your allies, but you can set their strategies in battle, and they'll take care of themselves. If you have friends over who don't want to sit around watching you play an RPG, they can grab a controller and play as one of the other characters in the fights.
I knew that. I just forgot.
As you progress, you'll meet a whole gaggle of allies and enemies, some of whom don't quite have the whole intimidating villain thing down.
Listen up, inferior beings. I am Forcistus.
Worry about
Well, not that Lloyd is the brightest bunny in the forest either.
I took out the ones that saw my face, and the rest of them are still back up on the cliff.
What about the other dozen who saw your blindingly red drummer boy outfit? Speaking of bunnies, there are plenty of aggressive little lops to whack with your swords. In fact, Lloyd and crew really seem to have it out for woodland creatures in general. Wow, you guys sure showed those mushrooms who's boss. If you're looking for an old-school adventure that packs a little more action than usual, Tales of Symphonia is due out this summer.
Keep working on it, okay?
Lloyd Irving. 2 first names. Both of them dorky.
Yes, and this game has spanking and vicious attack bunnies. It's gonna go over great with the Goodnight Moon crowd.
Well, we'll be sure to mock Lloyd Irving more when Tales is released later this year.
And if Japanese RPGs aren't your thing, fear not. For later, we have one of the holy grails of nerddom, the Transformers, robots in disguise.
For everyone who always dreamed their Honda Civic was really a Decepticon.
Mine is a Decepticon. How can you explain why it just disappeared one day and never came back?
Auto theft?
How to explain the broken glass?
Coming up, death, mayhem, and bafflement in Unreal 2 for the Xbox. Morgan Webb.
Yeah, there's no hope there.
Welcome back to Xplay.
You know, Xplay's been around for a while, and if the fans have learned anything, it's that I really like Unreal.
And that I have a drinking problem.
But now, the gospel of Unreal, the first-person shooter for the PC, in which you can frag with your foes and rain fire upon your enemies, has arrived at the Xbox. Rejoice!
You may not want to rejoice just yet.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I'll show you in the review. This is Unreal 2, The Awakening.
No, he's locked in. I'm looking. He's in the ceiling. Up there. Get him!
Unreal 2 is one of those games where you get to travel to distant planets and whack anything that crosses your path. Mostly this means you're taking out big mutant aliens. But here and there you may stumble across a flying lizard or a perky space bunny. Hi, cuteness. We're gonna let Ted Nugent sort him out. Still, as Xbox Carnage goes, Unreal 2 does deliver a sci-fi symphony of blastable badasses. Now, aside from distinguishing yourself in the killing, you have to wear the considerable shoes of John Dalton, a rough and tumble, no-nonsense ex-Marine assigned to patrol the armpit end of the galaxy as a marshal for the Terran Colonial Authority. Try saying that 10 times fast. The story, though, is far from original, as John moves across a variety of worlds to retrieve ancient alien artifacts before other factions of both humans and creepy aliens can get to them. Yeah, that's a new one. Helping you along is the gruff alcoholic weapons master, an insanely hot underdressed yet oddly cold second-in-command babe, plus there's this confusingly weird watery alien pilot.
They're very confusing.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and there's an awful lot of jibber-jab in this game. So much so that you might find yourself screaming at your Xbox to just...
So damn 3 of them linked by shortwave.
Shut up!
Go to hell, Dalton.
Anyway, the levels often feel expansive, which is a good thing, but the path John must take is almost always totally straightforward. And despite the focus on a heavy dosage of story, there's little in the way of truly inspired game design.
Anytime you're ready, Ida.
I'm working on it.
Still, the assorted weaponry can be quite pleasing. Here, pull my finger, big guy. Smell you later. Seriously though, the biggest addition to the Xbox version is definitely the multiplayer action. Split-screen cooperative mode adds a nice layer of team play. And online players will find plenty of that team and free-for-all blasting action that PC gamers have been reveling in for years. Bottom line, if you already own the PC version of Unreal 2, then there is absolutely no reason to check out the Xbox version. The console port is inferior in every way, especially now that the multiplayer upgrade is available on the PC as well. Unreal 2 isn't a terrible shooter. It looks reasonably good and is generally fun to play, but we can only afford it a middle-of-the-road 3 out of 5.
Yeah, the one thing Unreal 2 The Awakening has going for it is the Xbox Live support.
But frankly, after seeing the new Unreal Championship 2 The Leandry conflict for the Xbox City 3, I have but one thing to say. Oh my god, save your money for that one because it rocks. It has melee weapons and it has campaign and it has tournament roads. You can like jump off the walls.
This isn't going to end. Just go to break.
Ooh, it has new weapons too. I wonder if they have lightsabers. I don't think they do, but I hope they do, but not the double one.
Up next, a game called Breed. FCC regulations prevent me from joking about it. Taking one for the team, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to Xplay, the show where we play bad games so you don't have to.
Later, we have the new Transformers game,
Yeah.
but right now, we have a game with a ridiculous title.
Yeah.
Breed.
Breed. It's a first-person shooter. And we're just gonna wait 5 seconds while you and your friends make all the obvious jokes about it. Great. Now that we have that out of the way, we can all sit back and review Breed.
I'm thinking about humping.
Breed was supposed to be a Halo killer. And it looks fun. I mean, it's got all the elements of fun.
Preparing to bail out.
Nice environments, lots of weapons, tons of enemies. But for some reason, I'm not having fun. There is a notable dearth of fun here. Although I guarantee you will be in stitches during the menu screen.
Like a father, I stand here before you, the children I was incapable of having.
Huh. They got pills for that now, buddy. You train with a guy who has a strange fixation on your ass.
Get your ass up there. Now put your back into it, or I'm gonna kick your ass. Extract my boot from your ass.
Is he coming on to me? If you're wondering why it looks all weird, it's supposed to be virtual reality. Anyway, if your ass makes it through training, you get to play the game. The maps are large and there are turrets and vehicles you can man. Though I never really got the hang of the jetpack. I kind of wanted a louder kaboom for that. You can also pick up and use the Breed weaponry. And you're not by yourself. You have a team, each member with different skills.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
You can switch between them too, though, oh my god, they are useless. Let's just switch over to my next player. Why are you just standing in the water?
My head hurts.
I can't believe you drowned. Who knew a 4-foot lake could be such a killer? Maybe the Breed put it here on purpose. To be fair, when they're not committing suicide, your buddies can be decent shots. Hey, thanks, but I figure that's mostly because the enemies are even dumber. They also use guns that are like glowing beacons for my impending carnage. Now, we could forgive a lot of this if there was some kick-ass multiplayer. Instead, there's only deathmatch and team deathmatch. No one wanted to play with me, which is understandable. And anyway, I spent more time restarting the game than actually playing. Crashy, crashy. On paper, Breed has everything going for it, yet somehow, they still made it suck. Xplay gives Breed a 2 out of 5.
Who knew 4 feet of water could be so darn deadly?
That's why when I'm hunting down vicious aliens, I wear water wings. Yeah, they're inflatable and they're orange. They make me a very easy target. But at least my corpse floats.
Coming up, a car is nice, but wouldn't it be better if they transformed into something you really needed? Like a girlfriend? By two separate yet equally important groups, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. These are their stories.
Yeah, I think we all knew a spin-off entitled Law & Order, Xplay was inevitable.
Though it would barely beat out CSI Ultima Online.
Welcome back to Xplay. We've arrived at the moment so many of you have been waiting for.
Me apologizing for giving Ghostmaster a 5 out of 5, and the Transformers game.
Yes, the Transformers. The only cartoon from the 80s to briefly feature the voice of Orson Welles.
We don't understand it either.
Now, the Transformers are back on the PS2, and the wave of nostalgia is washing over us like a Bud Light at a White Snake concert. Here's our review of Transformers.
Where'll you go? I'm not sure, but I'll show him.
Sometimes the best advice a boy can get,
remember, running away leads nowhere,
is from a Volkswagen that can turn into a 20-foot gleaming contraption of common sense. Many people have dreamed, during an exceptionally long beating at the hands of the local bully, that our own personal robot might show up and hand out a stinging drink of painful vengeance. Many 20-somethings will remember the Transformers television series. For those who don't, you're in luck. This game, based on the Transformers Armada series, is far better than simple nostalgia. Optimus Prime, Red Alert, and Hotshot will be your weapons of choice as you marinate the competition with liberal amounts of highly visual weapon systems. Environments are both lush and kinetic, providing ample room to roam. The size of some of the environments makes your signature conversion into a petrol-guzzling power wagon a nice way to circumvent levels. Jumping ravines and hang gliding capabilities keeps getting around interesting and less like a long trip with family. So it's you and your Autobot pals against the evil Decepticons. What all the hubbub is, bub, is that you're both out to collect these tiny tinsel-strength titans known as the Minicons. Minicons augment your bot's ballistic bravado. Lasers, speed bursts, sniper weapons, and a plethora of spectacular missile systems are incredibly satisfying when waves of combatants buzzkill your path to victory. Before you confidently hit the dance floor encrusted in Minicon bling, however, realize another attribute of the game is an advanced difficulty factor, especially when throwing down with level-ending bosses. These boss battles are not easy. Their attacks come in sheeting waves of hot lasers, missiles, and the ability to just pick you up for a ragdoll ass beating. Ouch! Ouch! Ow! Robotic movement like jumping, scaling, and walking were more closely related to what navigating a giant robot might be like, rather than the fluid motion of human characters. The welcome addition of many save points keeps frustration chained to the nuts and bolts strewn floor of the boss battles, ouch, ow, rather than the endless repetition of starting over. Some of the voice acting is carried over from the TV series.
Go back and stop Cyclonus.
And general combat audio is satisfying. There doesn't seem to be that much that distinguishes robots from each other during combat besides their different car types. It is fun running over opponents as the Semi, though. The game difficulty is steep even on the novice setting, but that is always a challenge to rise to. Strategy in Minicon combinations and interesting kinetic environments cause us to deliver these bots a 4 out of 5.
Yay! It's actually a good Transformers game. No more crappy Beast Wars for the N64.
See, there's still magic in the world.
Oh, magic that usually fizzles out when we read viewer mail. But today's email was just entertaining. Kind of like Adam when he's trying to play with the iToy.
I don't try to play, I just suffer. Today's email is from the Cellar Dweller from Perth, Australia. He's foreign. He writes, just wanted to let you know how excited I was to see Legacy of Kain listed as one of your sleeper hits the other week. I've got all the dialogue from the series dubbed to tape, so I can listen to it when I am driving to work, usually at full volume with all my windows down. I get some really odd looks when Vorodor exclaims, ha ha ha, call your dogs, they can feast on your corpses. Priceless. No, I don't have a girlfriend.
See? Magical.
You know, I should get the dialogue from Shenmue dubbed from my car. Then I can drive around with it saying, hey, do you know where any sailors are? You guys sailors, do you know a place where I can find sailors at?
Maybe you'd meet a nice girl that way.
Hey, wanna wrestle?
If you're looking for sailors, go to the pier. Or you can visit our website, g4techtv.com/xplay.
Are there sailors there?
Maybe. I don't know.
There might be sailors hanging out on the website.
There could
Do they have the internet on a boat?
I think it's more likely that you're going to find ninjas there.
Yes, a lot of ninjas do go to the website. So if you want to know about ninjas or games with ninjas, you can read our reviews and all that kind of stuff.
Can I kick your ass at Soul Calibur
Yes,
now?
please. I don't even know why I tried. You're just going to spank me.
Yeah,
It won't be like a fun spanking.